Last week, I talked about the conservative animated sitcom show on Twitter called The New Norm. And after making this video, I kept getting comments mentioning another far-right, anti-woke show called Mr. Birchum. Now, I've never heard of it before, and it seems like I've been missing out on it for the last month or so, as I am late to the party. Okay, sorry everyone, okay, I missed out. I'm working on it, okay, I'm working on it. So I decided to check out the show and watch a few episodes of it on the American conservative streaming service called Daily Wire Plus. Look, surely it can't be that bad, right?
I wear the robe of the order who fought for social justice in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh boy, a woke nerd.
Oh no, it's just like the new norm. Oh no, oh god. The show was like if you mixed King of the Hill, Family Guy, and a dumpster fire filled with right-wing beliefs, then you'll end up with Mr. Birchum. So recently I watched the 6 episodes that are out now for the adult animated show Mr. Birchum, and it was not great, as you would expect a conservative one-sided cartoon to be, but funny enough, it's not as bad as the new norm. And there are some aspects of the show that are a little bit better than the new norm, but that's not really saying much. Mr. Birchum, for those of you who don't know, is a show created by Adam Carolla for the Daily Wire Plus streaming service. The show features all of your favorite conservative actors, speakers, and even conservative content creators. What? Isn't that silly? Also, I just found out that Ben Shapiro, you know, the guy that goes, no, facts don't care about your feelings, facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, well, I guess he's a producer for the show, so, you know, I'm not really surprised about that. Anyways, the show is about the Birchum family. But come on, we're here for the conservative, all-American man with the porn stash, Richard, Mr. Birchum. The show's named after him. Richard Birchum, Mr. Birchum, bah! He is, and I'm quoting this from the bio off of the Daily Wire site, a no-nonsense woodshop teacher at odds with his gamer son. Oh fuck yeah, he has a gamer son that's so based as fuck. I too am a gamer. As well as his gay lover, the school justice, equality, diversity, and inclusion officer Carponzi. Whew, how silly. Okay, that's very silly. And the show is exactly what you'd expect it to be. Just like the new norm, the main character likes the old norm and is anti-woke. Man, 2 shows in a row that literally had the same concept and plot to them. I'm getting tired of this. Conservatives, please be original. Please, I'm begging you guys, please be original. Oh my god, I can't stand this. This is a running occurrence with these shows, and it's just starting to get really tiring watching these shows that literally feel the same with the same conversations in each episode, as well as the same biased, one-sided beliefs. We do not like the woke mob, we will fight back at them. Grr, I do not like pronouns and gay beer. Literally the same concept with the show, but in a different style and different characters. Now in this show, Mr. Birchum seems a little bit more extreme in what he believes in compared to the new norm, and even makes racist comments as early as the first episode.
¿Dónde está el baño?
No speaking Spanish in my class.
Cabrón.
The writing in the show also makes it seem like he's not in the wrong when it comes to the things that he says and does in these episodes, and that it's the woke-minded leftists who are trying to take him down. Because yeah, telling a Spanish-speaking kid not to speak Spanish in his class and forcing your students to do hard labor work for free at your house is what we need in America the most. Oh, the damn woke mob, they're trying to stop it, they're trying to stop us. I also wanted to mention that to the regular viewer who's not really into politics and just wants to watch a cartoon with fun and likable characters and, great storytelling, they'll soon find out that this show has none of it, especially likable characters. None of the characters in the show are very likable, especially Mr. Birchum. Mr. Birchum is such an unlikable character, even when the writers of the show try to make him seem likable and the voice of reason. He is literally just an asshole dickhead to literally everyone in the show. The writers want the viewers to cheer for the main character, as he essentially speaks for the small conservative audience. Yet when you write the character to be the most annoying dickhead imaginable, people just do not care about him and don't really care about this show. They don't fit him very well into jokes and situations in the show. The writers literally threw him in the show and said, hey, this man is an asshole and nothing else. Oh, and he's also a teacher and hates the woke mob. That's it! He has no traits other than he's an asshole and nothing bad happens to him. That's it. That's his character. The character of Carponzi is also exactly what you'd expect him to be. A far-left LGBTQ Jedi. That's the acronym for those words that I mentioned earlier to describe him. He also makes Star Wars references throughout this show. Oh, so that's why he calls himself a Jedi. Get it? Bah! The character is, of course, very stereotypical and clearly written by a conservative. The character of Carponzi is kind of similar to Chaz in A New Norm. Stereotypical LGBTQ personality and very extreme with their woke beliefs. My god, I hate the word woke. The character is the complete opposite of Mr. Birchum. He works at the same school as Mr. Birchum, but throughout the show he essentially helps the students in need, has a feud with the man who forced child labor on his students and said sexist and racist things to, and tries to get him fired for doing those acts. And he does charity work too. And many more examples that show that Carponzi is genuinely not a bad person. Which is fucking hilarious, knowing that the show creators are trying to portray him as the bad guy, but Birchum as the good guy. How the fuck does that make any goddamn sense in the show? Carponzi, the character that you guys are trying to make so fucking unlikable in the show, as well as make him the antagonist, is one of the most likable characters in the show, minus the stereotypical one-sided biased views that he has.
Fight song. Would you like to resume your search for Nancy Pelosi bikini pics?
Heck yeah!
And yet you're trying to make Birchum the likable one, when in reality he has literally no depth to his character, other than that he's a pretentious douchebag asshole teacher. Nothing else. Oh my god, it's terrible. Either the writers were high making the show, or had tiny little goblins smashing their keyboards to write the scripts for these episodes. It's terrible. And speaking of writing, they tried to write their jokes like Family Guy does. Of course, this show has cutaway gags. Woohoo! My favorite! I love cutaway gags! And of course, the writers do not know how to do cutaway gags, and they just throw it in randomly in each episode. The problem with the cutaway gags in the show is mainly the pacing of them, and how at times the character will introduce the cutaway gag, and afterwards it'll immediately cut straight to the gag with no spaces in between to let the viewers know that, hey, you know, there's a cutaway gag coming up. And also the jokes in these gags are just so unoriginal and unfunny that I'd rather staple my balls onto a coffee table and smash a 6-pack of Corona onto them than watch another minute of these cutaway gags. One of the gags is literally a Will Smith slapping Chris Rock joke. That's it. The two characters are drunk, I think, and the other guy says, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," and then slaps the mascot of the establishment.
He started. You keep my wife's name out of your damn mouth.
Okay, why the frick did Chris Ross just punch Chris Ross in the penis?
That's the joke. That's the funny, guys. The humor in the show is exactly that. Either it's Birchum complaining about others and getting grumpy over his beliefs in politics whenever something doesn't go his way, or it's just a one-off silly moment like a cutaway gag or a character saying a minor joke. And neither are funny and make this show any better. I also wanted to mention the editing is the worst in this show, especially when it comes to the voice acting and the audio splicing of the lines. My god, were the editors high as well when chopping up the audio takes? There would be points in some episodes where the character would be talking, and then they would randomly cut to a different audio recording take mid-sentence.
Push 3-3. Don't bother to lift your finger, drag it all the way over to the 0. It's 100% more work. And really, what's the difference between 30 seconds and 33 seconds?
It sounds like crap. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? Couldn't you guys get, like, the voice actors to record another take of that line? It's horrible. It sounds like absolute garbage. What the fuck are you guys doing? The art style in the show is at least somewhat original, but in the end it still looks like if you mash together the art styles of The Simpsons and Family Guy, in the end you'll end up with Mr. Birchum. It somewhat has its own unique style and tone, and I guess you could kinda see that throughout the show, but in the end, it's still kinda bland and unoriginal. And don't get me started with the lip syncing in the show. Mash that up with the horrendous and disgusting mid-sentence audio splicing and mixing two different recordings into one, and you'll get literal moldy milk in a glass. This is my reaction listening to the horrible audio in the show. The only thing that I find funny about this show is the overwhelming response that the show had towards the LGBTQ community. And no, it's not the grr, I'm angry, I'm offended, grr, I hate conservatives responses. No. It's wow. Birchum and Carponzi should make out. I shit you not, there are people out there who are making fan accounts on Twitter about the two characters and are shipping them and saying that it's canon that they're a gay couple, which, okay, slay, that's based. Not just that, but there is a scene in the show where Birchum and Carponzi are dancing with each other in the school and, you know, being flirty with one another and each going for a kiss. But then we soon find out that Birchum was daydreaming it because he's stuck in a machine or whatever. That part doesn't really matter. What matters is that Birchum was daydreaming of dancing and kissing the man that he hates the most. Is he actually gay in the show and the creators aren't telling us anything? This is conservative yaoi. I can't believe I'm witnessing this with my own eyes. This is fucking amazing! Woohoo! People are also making fan art of it, which, again, that's pretty slay. Good work, everyone. Mr. Birchum is yet another low-effort political animated sitcom that tries its best to be funny and have fun and creative writing, but fails miserably. The characters in the show are all incredibly unlikable and horribly written, and a lot of them don't really do much in the show. Nothing really happens in this show either. The plot and story in each episode is kind of thrown in there and shit happens that a lot of times don't really make any sense. Birchum bitches and complains and gets angry at people, and that's about it. That's the show. The voice acting and the audio splicing is the worst I've ever seen, and the overall writing in the show is bleak, bland, and honestly quite repetitive. The only thing that I liked about the show was the conservative yaoi and people shipping Birchum and Carponzi. At least it's a little bit better and more bearable than the new norm, so just for that, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. It's still not good, it's bland and it's boring and quite frustrating, but at least it still has some more life into it than the new norm. Anyway, subscribe for more videos where I talk about more terrible adult animated shows, and anything that I feel like reviewing and talking about. Bye!
Hey everyone, it's me, Mr. Birchum Richard. Subscribe to the Sankobyte YouTube channel for more epic, silly little content. Anyways, I'm gonna go make out with my gay lover Carponzi. Maybe drink a 6-pack of gay beer. Wait a minute, I hate gay beer!